Hello everyone, and welcome to another Digimon opening. This time we're with EX02, the side set Digital Hazard, which is based off of the third season of Digimon, which is Digimon Tamers, one of my favorites. We have a lot of cool new stuff in this that's going to spice up the BT8 meta a little bit as we get ready to prepare for X antibody meta with BT9. But first, we have the Digital Hazard. So this stuff, like I said, it's based off of the Digimon Tamers season. So we have Gallantmon archetype, Sakuyamon, Mega Gargomon, Beelzemon support, as well as the new D Reaper archetype. So lots of cool stuff coming out of this set. So without further ado, just gonna get right into it. Not a lot to say as far as the box art is always top notch out of Digimon. Product design is always great. And our box toppers are supposed to be one of two. It's going to be the alt arts for the structure decks for BT8, which were the Mastemon or the Imperial Dramon. I'm personally looking for the Imperial Dramon because that's the deck I'm playing this format. But let's see what we got. And our first one is Mastemon. It is what it is. The art is very nice. Very cool. Gonna put it in my Mastemon deck. It's not my main deck of the format, but I still have a Mastemon deck built, and it's a lot of fun. Let's just get right into it. Out of this set, there's a lot that I'm honestly going to try to build. I want to play Gallantmon, I want to play Beelzemon, and I want to play Sakuyamon. And I wouldn't say no to playing D Reaper, but we'll get right into it. Gargomon, it's for the Terriermon Mega Gargomon deck, which you can use some of the stuff from BT8 from, because that was some Terriermon support as well, and it all kind of synergizes. We have Andromon, a new Andromon. This is based off of the Tamers Andromon. It has blocker like the old Andromon, but all of your Digimon with blocker gain 2,000 during your opponent's turn. So it's just emphasizing Black's. Since the start of the game, its emphasis on blockers, or since Black was introduced in BT2. We have Cubimon for the Sakuyamon deck. It's got for the yellow archetype out of this set, which Black has two archetypes. It has the Andromon stuff, and it has the Justimon stuff, which will get more support later, the Justimon stuff. But yellow has Cubimon, which is the Renamon Sakuyamon deck. We have the D Reaper cards here, ADR08 Optimizer, 10 cost to hard play. When this thing, I have to actually read these cards, but they all center around their egg, which is their big boss monster, the D Reaper Mother. And these cards they're really cool. I'm a little disappointed with them on an art stance because they are just screenshots from the anime, and it's just kind of a letdown from a game that has such fantastic art that we're getting this kind of cop out. Especially because the D Reapers are also kind of cool, that we could have gotten some really cool art of them. But, maybe one day we'll get alt arts of all of them. Caesarmon, which is a reference to the first Digimon Tamers movie, Island of Adventures. This is a blue card for the set. Blue's a little weird, this set. It's kind of the where they dump everything that didn't really have a spot. This set, it's kind of unfortunate for blue players because they're not really getting anything out of this set, but there's a lot of cool stuff to compensate it in all the other colors. And with D Reaper, we have, along with Mastemon, or not Mastemon, along with Eosmon, we now have two different white decks, which is kind of cool because now we're getting more white archetypes for the game. We have High Speed Plugin D. The plugins are neat little options that if you have a tamer, you can just ignore their color requirements. And this one for your Digimon gains jamming and it can't be blocked by your opponent's Digimon. So that's pretty cool, especially for just a 2-cost option. It's nothing to gawk at. We have ADR04 Creep Hands, which is a little cheaper to play than the last D-Reaper we got. Again, just more of that D-Reaper stuff. While you have a Mother D-Reaper in play, it gains blocker, and they all have like an effect that includes when you have a Mother D-Reaper. We have a ADR06 Horn Striker, another D-Reaper card. A Suchang Wang, which if you are only familiar with the dub, you would probably know this character as Suzy, but that was the dubism name of the character Suchang Wang. Same with Henry, who, if you are familiar with Tamers, the original, you would know as Lee. So we have Suchang, who is a this is Lopmon support. Lopmon stuff is also yellow along with the Renamon support, and it's all right. It's a security card. It's not like the best yellow tamer, especially because yellow tamers, the ones that are really strong, are really strong. We have Monodramon, which is part of that Justimon stuff. On play, search the top 4 cards of your deck. Add all black Tamer cards amongst them to your hand, which is strong, being able to just add all of your Tamers that you reveal. We have Rika Nanaka, which is our first rare Tamer of the set. She is a memory tamer. Okay, if you have 2 or less memories, set your memory to 3. I did not know she was a memory tamer. I don't think the other 2 are, so that's interesting that she is. And we have Mother D-Reaper as our other rare out of the pack. And like I said, this is your egg. Funnily enough, it is an egg. And it can come out of Raising because it has DP. It's 15,000. And a lot of the gameplay around the D-Reaper archetype is placing sources under this thing and just making it like unkillable. And it's kind of just sit there and do nothing and then win the game deck, funnily enough. We'll get right into the next one. Just recenter some of this stuff because it's a little off. Why am I using that when there's the little slits? Okay. First off, we have Locomon, which, you know, again, this is a reference to the second Tamers movie, which is Runaway Locomon. Devidramon, which, for Tamers, was the Digimon that fought Takado's Guiomon, which caused Guiomon to evolve into Growlmon for the first time. We have Lopmon with that Koki art. We love Koki art here. We have another ADR05 Creep Hands, another ADR06 Horn Striker, an offensive plug-in A, which gives your Digimon a security attack +2. Again, the plugins don't require you to meet the color as long as you have a tamer, so it allows you to play like a rainbow mishmash of cards, which is pretty neat. And then, you know, it has just for 2 costs, which is fun. ADR02 Searcher. That's our first Searcher. We have Gorillamon. These are just more like the guy back here. Where is he? Like the Devidramon. These are just like early episode enemies that the Tamers kids fought, which Gorillamon was in like the 2nd episode or so. We have Digimon, which is the new Digimon for this set, which is going to be your main egg for the Guiomon deck, because again, when attacking as the inheritable, if it has Guiomon, Growlmon, or Gallantmon in its name, draw 1, which you can ask for a better egg for the deck, because Red already has like a need to want to have draw power, so giving the archetype itself draw power is not, you're never going to not want to play this. We have Death Stinger, which is the purple option. This is for the Beelzemon deck. Activate this card's main effect as its security effect. When this card is trashed from the top of your deck, you gain a memory, because the Beelzemon deck does a lot of self-mill. And then main effect is delete one of your opponent's level 4 lower Digimon, and then for every 10 cards in your trash, you can actually increase that level by 1. So it's potentially can kill just a Mega for 4, which is really cool. We have Ai and Mako, which are the Beelzemon deck tamer, which is really cool. They're a memory tamer, so purple's getting another memory tamer, so it finally doesn't have to just play Matt. um, is there another purple memory tamer? I think it's just the BT2 Matt, right? I could be misremembering, but I think it's just Matt. And then when you attack with the Digimon, you can suspend this tamer to trap the top card of your deck. Then if the attacking Digimon is a Beelzemon, you may Digivolve it into a Beelzemon Blast mode for a cost of 3. So it allows you to kind of do that like Ancient Greymon, like swing, or swing at the Agunimon evolve, but it lets you evolve into a Blast mode from your hand, which is like the real boss Digimon of the deck. And then we have the Mega Gargomon, which is our first SR of the set. He's just unloading all of his guns here. It's for, let's see, when Digivolving, for each green tamer you have in play, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. They don't unsuspend during the next unsuspend phase. So the Mega Gargomon deck, out of like the main archetypes, is kind of the weakest in my opinion, but this card is pretty cool. It does cost 5 to evo, which is a little unfortunate. And then it's when attacking once per turn, return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon with DP less than or equal to this Digimon, which is 13k, to the owner's hand. So it's a bounce when it attacks once per turn. It does cost 5, but with HPD, I suppose, you can make that cost 0, but, you know, it's do you want to use your HPD on this guy? And, you know, with only being able to play 1 HPD, I don't know. Alright, we have Locomon again, Devadramon again, Lotmon again, Growlmon. This is the when attacking, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 2,000 or less DP. When you have a red tamer in play, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with less than 4,000 or less. Same thing, and it's heritable is when this Digimon is a Growlmon or a Gallantmon in its name. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 3,000 or less DP. The Gallantmon deck is all about DP popping, popping stuff based off of their DP, and combining that with the Gallantmon itself, which hopefully we'll get to see, and the Takato Tamer, which we'll also hopefully get to see, you can pop a lot of stuff. Offensive plugin A again. We have another D-Reaper Searcher. That's our second. Gorillamon. ADR04 Bubbles. This is the more D-Reapers. Gigimon. Death Stinger again. We have the new Terriermon, which is your turn once per turn. When you play a green tamer, gain 1 memory. So it's kind of like the Agumon and Guiomon, or not Guiomon, Agumon and Gabumon from BT6, yeah, BT6, which were like the when you play a tie and mat, gain a memory. But this is just for any green tamer, so it kind of helps facilitate some early game choking and not having to like give your opponent so much memory with your tamer. Though with memory chokers in the game still, and probably never not going to be prevalent. This card's usage is mixed at best, I would say. The gain 1 memory is nice, but it's not always going to be able to happen. And then Ai and Mako again for our other rare, which is our second purple tamer. And it's our, you know, maybe we're going to get the Beelzemon stuff. So far, so good on getting some Ai and Makos. We have Growlmon, Strike-Dramon, which is, while did not appear in Digimon Tamers as Monodramon's level 4, it is the canon level 4 for the deck. So it's just more synergy for the Justimon deck. It's really cool. And it is a Drawmon, so, you know, with the EX03 Drawmon stuff, who knows? Mephistomon, which is another reference to the first Digimon Tamers movie. On play, draw 2 cards, then trash 2 cards. It's just doing that purple stuff. It's basically a Lady Devimon, but it's an on play. Interesting. And it's inheritable as you, when attacking, you may trash 1 card from your hand to gain a memory. We have an ADR04 Bubbles, a Digivolution plugin S, which is the green plugin. It's draw 1 card, and then you may Digivolve one of your Digimon into a Digimon in your hand. that can Digivolve for a Digivolution cost of 3 or less without paying its Digivolution cost. So you could Digivolve with this. I guess it allows you to Digivolve for free. Well, not free. It allows you to Digivolve for 2 for the cost of just playing the option. I guess it's pretty neat. Lets you, I guess, cheat out a thing for like 1 less memory, I guess, because the cost has to be 3, and so this is only cost 2. It's neat. We have an ADR03 Pendulum Feat, another Sasaramon, another Creep Hands, a War Growlmon, which is when attacking, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 4,000 or less DP. Again, it's more of that, and then when you have Takato, it goes up. Or it's when you have a red tamer, I think, so not just Takato. We have Kenta Kitagawa, which is the Marine Angemon blue tamer. It's not great, but that's why it costs 2. When you play Blue Digimon, you may suspend this tamer and trash the bottom card, Digivolution card of one of your opponent's Digimon. Then, if this Digimon played is Marine Angemon, trash the bottom Digivolution cards from all of your opponent's Digimon. It's alright, but Marine Angemon's not great, so it's like, is it even worth it? We have Renamon, which is the on-play, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck and add any of the Sakuyamon line and Erika. So you get to add up to 2 cards if you're lucky. And then we have Gardramon, which is the more stuff for the Andromon line. It's an on-play. This Digimon gets plus 3,000 till the end of your opponent's turn, and it has a blocker. So on-play, it's a 7,000 till the end of the next turn, and it's a blocker. I don't know how prevalent that's going to be because blockers are kind of whatever now, but we'll see. We have Strikermon again, Mephistomon, Ground Locomon, which is the evolution of the Locomon. This Digimon can attack your opponent's Digimon. And then all turns for each card in your trash with Cyborg or Machine in their traits, this Digimon gets 1,000. I guess if you could give it Blocker, that'd be pretty cool. Blocker and Reboot, that would make this card really powerful, but Another Digivolution plugin, Pendulum Feed again, Sasaramon, Creep Hands, Labramon, which is the Sasaramon rookie. It does give the Digimon jamming once per turn when attacking, and you gain a memory, so that's pretty cool. Xiaomon, which is the egg. While this Digimon is level 4, it gets 1,000 DP. War Growlmon and Renamon and Gardramon again. Wow, the same 2 rares. I don't know how to feel about that. I haven't seen any of the stuff that I really want yet. So, Mephistomon, Ground Locomon, Gargomon, Pendulum Feet, Sasaramon, Creep Hands, Labramon, Pilates Hand, Xiaomon, War Growlmon, Ion Mako again, and an alt art Renamon, which is using that it is using the anime art, like the D Reaper stuff, but there's something about the alt arts here that I don't actually care about it. And it's probably because it is an alt art. And it shows the Digimon with their tamer. And the tamers have always used the anime art. And this isn't even anime art. This is clearly new art drawn in the anime style. Whereas the D Reaper stuff is just a screenshots from the anime. So that's our first, well, this is a rare, but it's an alt art. So I think the ratios are actually a little different for these boxes. I think there's 3 alt arts per box. I could be wrong on that. Ground Locomon, Gargomon, Andromon, Labramon, Pilates Hand, Fist of the Beast King. This is the blue Leomon deck option. When you have a Digimon with Beelzemon in its name, you may play this card for without meeting its color requirements, which is, for those of you who haven't seen Tamers, is a reference to the confrontation of Beelzemon and Leomon, let's put it that way. ADR09 Gatekeeper, Ice Devimon, another early enemy that they fought with that Koki art. Xiaomon, Parasite-mon, which is a reference to the Runaway Locomon movie. We have Takato, our first Takato. This is the red tamer. He is not a memory tamer, but he gives all of your Growlmons and Gallantmons blitz when they evolve, which is really cool. And then we have Kalumon, which Kalumon is the white Digimon, white non-D Reaper Digimon. It does not have a level because you just hard play it. When you play this Digimon from your hand, reduce its play cost for 2 for every Gyomon, Terriermon, and Renamon or Impmon in play. Or by 2, excuse me. So it only costs 1 if you have one of them in play, and then it allows you to Evo by suspending this Digimon to gain a memory. So it allows you to like make cheaper Evos. It's a pretty cool card, but it's a little slow, and I haven't seen a lot of lists actually playing it. But I kind of like Kalumon, so I don't know. I might try to jam it. Gargamon, Andromon, Cubimon, Pilates Hand, Fist of the Beast King, Gatekeeper, Ice Devimon, ADR08 Optimizer, Viximon, which is the Cubimon egg, Kenta Katagawa, another Chikado, and a Megidramon, which is the red-purple, level 6. It's part of the Gallantmon deck, kind of, sort of, but it also allows you to incorporate a purple package if you wanted to. It is always treated as a Chaos Gallantmon, so it does benefit from like that Digimon egg that allows you to swing, draw a card, because it is still treated as Gallantmon. One of the few cards I believe in the game that has an effect that lets it be treated as a different card. We have Locomon, Devidramon, Lopmon, High Speed Plugin D, ADR06 Horn Striker, Offensive Plugin A, Pilates Hand, Bubbles, Gummymon, which is the Terriermon egg. When your opponent's Digimon becomes suspended, draw a card. That's not bad for green. Parasitemon again. We have another Kalumon, and we have I think this is the Alt Art Marine Angemon, which... No, this isn't an Alt Art. This is just the regular Marine Angemon. I was about to be really sad. For each of your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards, recover 1. It is a blue-yellow card. It's trying its best to marry those two colors' gameplay styles to questionable success. We have Lopmon, Growlmon, Strikedramon, Offensive Plugin A, Searcher, Gorillamon, Bubbles, Plugin S, Monodramon, Death Stinger again, Terriermon one more time, and we have the Beelzemon, which is the new Beelzemon for this deck. It is when this card is trashed from the top of your deck, you may play 1 Impmon from your trash without paying its memory cost, and then you may trash the top 2 cards of your deck, then delete one of your opponent's level 3 or lower Digimon for every 10 cards in your deck. Add 1 of that maximum level. So it's like Death Stinger, but on the Digimon instead. And it has the when Digivolving when attacking. I think you can just warp into this thing. I'm not sure. You might have to build an actual line, though. Devidramon, Lopmon, Growlmon, Horn Striker, Offensive Plugin A, Pilates Hand, Bubbles, Ice Devimon, Viximon, Kazushito, or Kazushiado. This is Machine Dramon and Cyborg support. This is going to probably be, you gain a memory if you have a Machine or Cyborg in play. When one of your Digimon with Cyborg or Machine and its traits becomes suspended, you may suspend this Tamer to draw a card, and then trash 1 card from your hand. I believe this card will be played in a lot of decks that are like black with this Cyborg stuff. I think it gets played in Machine Dramon, but I could be wrong. Gardramon and the Altart Leomon. So we've gotten 2 Altarts, and they're not the best ones, to be completely honest with you. But again, I do like the art with the Tamers, so it's a bit of a up and down here. They're not the best Altarts to get, but they're not... I like them on an aesthetic level. Alright, we have Cubimon, Locomon, Devidramon, Optimizer, Plugin D, Horn Striker, Plugin A, Pilates Hand, Viximon, Kazushita, Marine Angemon, and Henry Wong. Henry is a memory tamer. So actually, only out of the main three, Takato is the only one that's not a memory tamer. And then when it has your turn, when you attack with a Digimon with Gargomon or Rapidmon in its name, you may suspend this tamer to suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. That's pretty alright. It is a green memory tamer, which green does already have, I believe, 2 of those. So it's not lacking in the color, but it's not unwelcome. It's better than Willis was for the deck, that's for sure. We have Growlmon, Strike-Dramon, Mephistomon, Ice Devimon, Caesarmon, Hornstriker, Labramon, Gorillamon, Kazu, Talmon, which is our first Talmon. It is the level 5 for the Renamon deck. Another Henry, and our first Impmon. We're probably a little over halfway, and we're just seeing a lot of cards for the first time, which is interesting because it's such a smaller set, but we got a lot of duplicates earlier on. We'll see how it goes. The Impmon is the on play, correct? Am I correct? Yeah. And then when this card is trashed from your deck, if it was trashed by an EX2 Impmon effect, if it wasn't trashed by an EX2 Impmon effect, you may trash the top 3 cards of your deck. So if you trash this off of a different effect that isn't its own, you can trash 3 more cards, excuse me. On play, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, add 1 Digimon with Beelzemon in its name, and 1 Iron Mako. So it's very similar to the Renamon here, which adds the line as well as the Tamer, and I believe the Guillaumon and the Terriermon do the same thing, right? No, the Terriermon doesn't do that, actually. The Terriermon just gives you a memory. We have a Blocker, Andromon, Cubimon, Locomon, Devidramon, Caesaramon, High Speed Plug-in D, Creep Hands, Hornstriker, Jijimon, Suchanglong, Rika again, and another D-Reaper. I think that's very similar to our first pack, where we got the Rika and the D-Reaper. Alrighty, going on to the next one, we have Lopmon, Growlmon, Strike-Dramon, Bubbles, Ice Devimon, Caesaramon, Hornstriker, Labramon, Gummymon, Talmon, Impmon, and Golfmon, which is the big bad from the Island of Adventure movie. All players trash cards in their hand until they have 5 cards left, and then your turn, once per turn. When one of your effects trashes a card from your hand, you may unsuspend one of your Digimon. That's alright, I suppose. It would have to be its own deck, I'd imagine. It's not probably going to be incorporated into any of the actual current purple decks. We have Ground Locomon, Gargomon, Andromon, Gatekeeper, Pendulum Feet, Speed Plug-in D, Searcher, Fist of the Beast King, Hopmon, Fireball, which is our first Fireball option. This is like a little similar to Rowdy Rocker, but it gives your deleted Digimon with 3000 DP or less, and then if your opponent's Digimon wasn't deleted, you draw 2 cards. Rowdy Rocker is arguably better. It's a little weird. This card is weird. It's debatable whether it's better or worse than Rowdy Rocker. We have Antilamon, which with that Koki art, and then we have our first Ryu Akiyama. Ryu was the character from Tamers, who was also a character from the Wonder Swan game, which the Wonder Swan games are getting references in EX3, so we might get another Ryu, which is probably going to be yellow based off of the stuff we've seen so far. We have Mephistomon, Ground Locomon, Gargomon, Gorillamon, Gatekeeper, Pendulum Feet, High Speed Plug-in D, another Searcher, another Hopmon, another Fireball. We have another Antilamon, and that was the same pack. There's no way. Plug-in D, Gorilla, Hop. Okay, it was a very similar pack. Holy moly. we've had a lot of that, which is like weird. Is this like the production on this? I mean, I know it's a smaller set, but geez. Andromon, Cubimon, Locomon, Fist of the Beast King, Gatekeeper, Ice Devimon, Optimizer, Plugin D, Kenta, Parasitemon, Renamon, and the Alt Art Iron Mako. So I think that's going to be it for our alt arts. They're whatever. These aren't the best, but they're not the worst, I suppose. The Iron Mako is pretty cool. I do like the Tamer alt arts in this set. They're all really nice looking. It's a shame they're not box toppers, but at the same time, I suppose them being in packs makes it so there will be more in the wild. I don't know. Devidramon, Lopmon, Growlmon, Labramon, Searcher, Pilates Head. Oh, it's Pilates Head. I thought it was Pilates Hand. I can't read, but I do play card games, so that's pretty understandable. Gorillamon, Fist of the Beast King, Yamon, Rapidmon, a new Rapidmon. If you have a green tamer in play, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Again, I'm not too nuts about the green stuff for this set, to be completely honest with you. We have the blue card, which is, if anything needed an alt art, it was the blue card. This card should have just been this art, but when you have a tamer in play, ignore the color requirements, obviously. Reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. You may Digivolve one of your Digimon into one non-white Digimon card amongst them without paying its memory cost. If you don't, add one Digimon card amongst them to your hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. It allows you to cheat cards out of your deck and Digivolve right into them for playing its without paying its memory cost. Yeah, so it costs 3. You can cheat out some cool stuff. So I suppose this is like another way for you to be able to evolve into your Mega Gargamon for free. Or for 3, I guess. Cyberdramon, which is the Justimon level 5. You may play a Ryu when this card digivolves, and if you have no tamers in play, this Digimon cannot attack players. So you need to have your Ryu on board, or your Kenta, I suppose, in order to do anything with that Cyberdramon. Andromon, Cubimon, Locomon, Fist of the Beast King, Digivolution Plugin S, ADR07 Optimizer, ADR05 Creep Hands, Plugin A, Reapermon. Reapermon being a reference not to any Tamer-specific media, but this would be a reference to Digimon Rumble Arena, which was a Tamers era game where this was the final boss, Reapermon. We have Alice McCoy. She is your turn. Once per turn, when one of your Digimon would digivolve into a level 5 or 6, you may delete one of your Digimon to reduce the digivolution cost by 3. In purple, that's pretty strong. We have just Reaper, which is a 20 cost to play. When you would play this card, you may trash 7 or more Digivolution cards from the bottom of one of your D-Reaper mothers to reduce the play cost to 0. It has Rush, and then when attacking, you may place 2 Searchers from your trash under this Digimon in any order. So you basically want to build up your Searcher and then or your mother, and then play this thing for free, trashing its sources, and then like be able to swing immediately. And then we have the Guillaumon, which, like the Renamon and the Impmon, on play searches for its line as well as the Tamer. Alrighty, we have Cubimon, Locomon, Devidramon, Plugin S, Optimizer, Creep Hands, Plugin A, Labramon, Reapermon, Alice McCoy, Reaper again, and this time it's Justimon Blitzarm. Justimon Blitzarm, the first of the Justimon arms, or the Blitzarm is the first of the arms that we're getting for Justimon. We're getting another one next set, I believe. And this is the when Digivolving, you can activate one of this effects. This Digimon gets plus 2000 DP for the turn. Unsuspend this Digimon or delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 5 or less. When attacking once per turn for each tamer you have in play, activate this Digimon's Digivolution effects. So that's pretty cool. For each tamer you have in play, when attacking once per turn, you can basically, depending on what you have in play, you can get all of those effects to proc at once, essentially. We have Lopmon, Growlmon, Strikemon, Searcher, Pilates Head, Gorillamon, Fist of the Beast King, Bubbles, Rapidmon, Jerry Kato, which is a Leomon tamer. It's a shame she doesn't have any synergy with D-Reaper, but I guess that would be a little too morbid, as Jerry was possessed by the D-Reaper. Guiomon, and another blue card. Last 2 packs for our first box. We do have another box after this one. We'll get right into it. Probably nothing too exciting, as we did already get all of our alt arts. We have Strikemon, Mephistomon, Ground Locomon, Bubbles, Gatekeeper, Plugin S, Ice Devimon, Pendulum Feet, Jerry, ADR01 Jerry, which again, it would be cool if there was some synergy here, but you know, it is what it is. Dobermon, which is the level 4, it's the partner of Alice, essentially. And then we have our Sakuyamon, which is the Mega for the Renamon line. When Digivolving, unsuspend one of your Digimon, and for each tamer you have in play, return 1 option card with plugin in its name from your trash to your hand. So it lets you recycle your plugin cards. I think this deck plays with the plugins the most out of all of the decks, and we'll get more plugins later. So I think we get one in BT10, I want to say. Mephistomon, Ground Locomon, Gargomon, Gatekeeper, Digivolution plugin, Ice Devimon, Pendulum Feet, Optimizer, Yamon, Jerry, Cyberdramon, and Dobermon. That's going to do it for our first box. Just going to slide this stuff over, put this stuff over here, and let's get right into it. We're hoping to, like I said earlier, hoping to get the Impeliodramon alt art out of this one, because I want to get those for my deck. I am playing in a Digimon Regional tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. Should I publish this video now that I said that? Who cares? And we do get the Impeliodramon alt art, the Dragon mode. So that'll be going in. I love that card. It's always fun to just get it out after you swing with your Paldramon and just, you know, put game on board for next turn, usually. We have Growlmon, Strikemon, Mephistomon, Bubbles, Gatekeeper, Plugin S, Ice Devimon, Pendulum Feet, Suchong, Monodramon, Blue Card, and Cyberdramon. Gonna try to go through this a lot faster since we saw most of these common cards in the last pack. Not all of them, but we did see most of them. So we're gonna try to stop where we can, but we're gonna probably go through a lot of these pretty quick. Ground Locomon, Gargomon, Andromon, Optimizer, Seisaramon, Plugin D, Creephands, Hornstriker, Viximon, Death Stinger, Dobermon, and Rika. We have Mephistomon, Ground Locomon, Gargomon, Andromon, Fist of the Beast King, Gatekeeper, Ice Devimon, Optimizer, Gummymon, Talmon, Renamon, and Gardromon. Renamon and Gardromon love to be in the same pack together. That's happened like several times in the last box. Is this just going to be a repeat box? Please don't be a repeat box. Those alt arts weren't great. Cubimon, Locomon, Devidramon, High Speed Plugin D, Hornstriker, Offensive Plugin A, Pilates Head, Bubbles, Hopmon, Fireball, Takato Mitsuki, and Kalumon. No Gallantmons yet, unfortunately. I'm aiming to get at least one of every card, but I will see how that goes. Growlmon, Strikemon, Mephistomon, Caesaramon, Hornstriker, Labramon, Gorillamon, Gatekeeper, Reapermon, Alice McCoy, Takato Mitsuki, and the Alt Art Digimon. Not going to complain about the Alt Art Digimon. That is a good egg to have the Alt Art for. Alrighty. Strikermon, Mephistomon, Ground Locomon, Gatekeeper, Plug-in S, Ice Devimon, Pendulum Feet, Optimizer, Suchong, Monodramon, Blue Card, and Leomon. I think this is our first Leomon. Well, we got the Alt Art. I didn't even read it. But when you have a Tamer in play, this card gains Blocker. And then on deletion, gain 2 memory and draw a card. So it's very similar to the old BT1 Leomon. When it dies, it does something, which, you know, that's what Leomon does. It dies. We have Lopmon, Growlmon, Strikermon, Ice Devimon, Caesaramon, Hornstriker, Labramon, Gorillamon, Yamon, Reapermon, Marine Angemon, and another Beelzemon. I would say we're gonna play a Beelzemon, but we didn't get a blast mode yet, so probably not. Gargomon, Andromon, Cubimon, Caesaramon, High Speed Plug-in D, Creep Hands, Hornstriker, Plug-in A, Death Stinger or Slinger, War Growlmon, Cyberdramon, and Dobermon. My trash pile is an avalanche happening. Mephistomon, Ground Locomon, Gargomon, Gatekeeper, Pendulum Feet, High Speed Plug-in D, Searcher, Fist of the Beast King, Digimon, Alice McCoy, Henry, and Impmon. Growlmon, Strikermon, Mephistomon, Ground Locomon, Caesaramon, Creep Hands, Labramon, Pilates Head, Gummymon, Parasitemon, Terriermon, and Iron Mako. So many Iron Makos. We have Gargomon, Andromon, Cubimon, Fist of the Beast King, Gatekeeper, Ice Devimon, Optimizer, Plug-in D, Kazushida, Talmon, Renamon, and our first Gallantmon, which is the when this Digimon, your turn, this Digimon gets 2,000, so it goes up to 4K on your turn. Your turn, when you have a red tamer in play, add an additional 2K to the maximum DP you can choose when you're deleting things based off of their DP, and then when attacking, any number of your opponent's Digimon with a total of 6,000 or DP or is deleted by adds up to 6,000 DP. Wait, what? Choose any number of your opponent's Digimon whose total DP adds up to 6,000 or less and delete them. Okay, so you can choose a bunch of stuff that adds up to 6,000, but also with Takato in play, you can add that to 8,000. And then with the whole line, it just goes up and up and up. You can end up deleting very big things just with one swing of a Gallantmon. And that's the whole point of the deck. We have Locomon, Devidramon, Lopmon, Searcher, Gorillamon, Bubbles, Plug-in S, Pendulum Feet, Viximon, Kenta, Rika, and another D-Reaper Mother. We have Mephistomon, Ground Locomon, Gargomon, Labramon, Pilates Head, Beast King, Gatekeeper, Ice Devi, Gummymon, Talmon, Gardramon, and another Sakuyamon. And for those of you watching this who have not watched Digimon Tamers, I really recommend it. It is probably the best season of the show. Andromon, Cubimon, Locomon, Digivolution Plug-in S, Optimizer, Creep Hands, Offensive Plug-in A, Labramon, Rapidmon, Jerry, Antilamon, and Rio. Just don't look into the creator's more recent work. You save yourself the headache. Just watch the original Digimon Tamers and ignore everything else. You can watch the movies too. They're fine. Devidramon, Lopmon, Growlmon, Searcher, Pilates Head, Gorillamon, Fist of the Beast King, Bubbles, Xiaomon, Jerry, Reaper, and Guillaumon. I don't think I've gotten any War Growlmons, have I? I'll have to go back through and check. No Crimson mode, no Blast mode, but you know, those are secret rares. So Andromon, Cubimon, Locomon, Optimizer, Plugin D, Hornstriker, Plugin A, Pilates Head, Fireball, Reapermon, Takato, and Kalumon. Oh, the trash that card games create. Locomon, Devidramon, Lopmon, Hornstriker, Plugin A, Pilates Head, Bubbles, Ice Devimon, Hopmon, Fireball, Gardramon, and Gardramon. Ugh, okay, sure. Alt-Art Gardramon. Why not? Oh, you're killing me, Digital Hazard. You're killing me. This goes over here. Thus, such is the fate of buying sealed, I suppose. Devidramon, Lopmon, Growlmon, Bubbles, Ice Devimon, Caesaramon, Hornstriker, Labramon, Hopmon, Alice McCoy, Marine Angemon, and Henry Wong. This kind of happened with EX2, or EX1 as well. My alt-arts were just bad. Yeah, maybe the EX sets hate me. Strikedramon, Mephistomon, Ground Locomon, Gorillamon, Gatekeeper, Pendulum Feet, Plugin D, Searcher, Yaman, Rapidmon, Impmon, and Antilamon. I guess that is the problem where the set has like a lot of alt-arts. The set has like 30 alt-arts, I believe, right? No, well, it's not on the back here, so it's hard to say. There's only 74 cards in the set, but there's like 30 alt-arts because like all of the partners have an alt-art. All of the eggs, I think, have alt-arts. The secrets have alt-arts. The supers have alt-arts. There's a lot of alt-arts in the set. Cubimon, Locomon, Devidramon, Offensive Plugin A, Searcher, Gorillamon, Bubbles, Plugin S, War Growlmon, Kenta Kitagawa, Mother D Reaper, and another Blitz Arm. If you haven't voted for the alt-art contest that they're going around for the 2nd anniversary, I think we should all as players band together and just vote for alt-art D-Reapers, just all of them. Gargomon, Andromon, Cubimon, Fist of the Beast King, Plugin S, Optimizer, Creep Hands, Plugin A, Digimon, Jerricato, Rio, and Megidramon. The least they could have done is given us an alt-art for Mother D Reaper. We only have 3 packs left. The potential to get at least one more alt-art. I think I'll do my reveal the last cards at the end, but we can see here that that one is an egg, but I think I felt the texture and it's an alt-art, so ooh, what's it going to be? It might just be Digimon. I think that's the only one. I'm not sure. Ground Locomon, Gargomon, Andromon, Pendulum Feet, High Speed Plugin D, Searcher, Beast King, Plugin S, Yaman, Rapidmon, and it is, we got the Kalumon and, oh no, the alt-art Yaman. The Yaman has an alt-art. I did not know that. Makes sense. It's the big purple archetype of the set. Along with Iron Mako, you know. So 2 alt-art eggs out of this one. Let's just put these over here. And then we have Lopamon, Growlmon, Strikedramon, Pendulum Feet, Saceramon, Creep Hands, Labramon, Pilates Head, Parasitemon, and Kazu. And we have Iron Mako and Terriermon. And the last and final pack of Digital Hazard for this video is going to be Locomon, Devidramon, Lopamon, Labramon, Searcher, Pilates Head, Gorillamon, Fist of the Beast King, Xiaomon, Jerry, and Reaper and Guillaumon. So all in all, that was EX02 Digital Hazard. We got some cool stuff, but these alt arts were disappointing. But like I said, when you have a set that has 30 alt arts, I suppose they're bound to have a lot of stinkers. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful day. See you in the next one, which will probably be BT9. So see you at BT9, Digimon fans.